Happy Friday, everybody. We're really excited to be here with you tonight. I just wanted to start by sharing a little of my background for those of you that I haven't met yet or had the opportunity to meet. On the day I was born, on November 11th, 1976, I was left abandoned on the back doorstep of a rural hospital in South Korea next to a garbage dumpster. Fortunately for me, 5 months later, two loving parents from Minnesota adopted me, and I came over and started my life as a Minnesotan and a proud American. My parents raised me to believe that with hard work and commitment, any of us are able to achieve anything we set our minds to in our lives, because that's what this country provides us. That's what the American dream is all about. And so I knew from a very young age, believe it or not, that I was a Republican, a conservative. I believe in our party's values, and I'll tell you why. Because the main thing is our party is the party. It doesn't matter what your background is, where you come from, what your story is. Our party wants to lift up every single person in this country and get out of their way, but help them achieve the American dream. So let me talk a little bit about our party. You know, some of the speakers before have talked about this. Our party is not small-minded. Our party is not closed-minded. Our party is not racist. Our party is not bigoted. We are a diverse party that welcomes and accepts people that have different beliefs, different values, believe in the American dream, and will stand up and go out there and fight to achieve that. And you see that by all these great people that are a part of our party, whether they're candidates, whether they're just activists in the party, whether there are people that are just passionate about a certain issue. That's what we are. We don't look at people as a race or a color or a gender and put people into a box and tell you who you are or how you have to identify. We just look at people as people. And that's what makes our party so great. And we're so lucky to have a great one in Alexander running right here this year on the ballot for state senate. Again, it just shows these great voices, these great faces, these great values. These are the people that are willing to stand up for us. And we are very, very energized about the 2020 election cycle, and let me touch on why. So in 2016, President Trump came within 1.5 points or less than 44,000 votes of defeating Hillary Clinton in our state. And that was with no national investment, no statewide coordinated effort. The Trump campaign had one staffer on the ground in Minnesota. They moved that staffer to Colorado in August. They didn't spend more than $15,000 in the state. And quite honestly, from the Republican Party of Minnesota, which I'm now the chair, that organization did not put together a statewide coordinated effort for the president for a lot of our federal candidates. Well, the president came that close on his own accord because he tapped into something in the American people, the Minnesotan people, that turned them out to vote in high levels, not only for him, but every other Republican on the ballot in Minnesota. And we moved into the majority in the state Senate that year, picked up more houses, more seats in the state House. And then we came back 2 years later in 2018, and while it was a difficult year for Republicans in the state, we did accomplish something that no other state in the country did in a difficult midterm when Democrats were taking Republicans out. We were the only state in the country that flipped 2 United States House of Representatives seats from Democrat to Republican when we won the 8th Congressional District, which is the northeastern part of the state, includes the Iron Range. That's where Pete Stauber is. And then my husband, who you'll hear from in a minute, Jim Hagedorn, who won southern Minnesota. So that was a great accomplishment for Minnesota. And now we've got less than 4 months ahead of us until November 3rd. And the left is bringing the fight, and they're bringing it in a very strong, combative, difficult, and complex way. And they're also trying to cheat the election by going through the courts to change our election laws so they can steal votes from people. So I'm not going to go into all the legal stuff, but I will tell you the Trump campaign is focused on Minnesota. We are one of the top 18 targeted states in the entire country. We have offices open all around Minnesota. We have hundreds and thousands of people on the ground, staff and volunteers out there knocking on doors, making phone calls, talking to voters every day. We're about to surpass 2 million direct voter contacts coming up here in the next week, which is phenomenal for our state. And on top of that, we have great candidates from top to bottom. When you have President Trump, Donald Trump, President Trump, Jason Lewis, Shia Lowe. Where'd Shia go? Shia is incredible. He brings a huge voice for us, brings in the Hmong community, brings a new choice for Minnesota. And then pick the congressional district, people like Jim Hagedorn, right, Tom Emmer. You have all these great candidates all the way down, state senate, Alexander, right, all the way down to state house. We have never had a stronger Republican ticket ever in this state. So we are going to make sure that every last vote turns out and goes Republican all the way down the ballot. We are going to make history on November 3rd. Keep in mind, as a state, we have not given our 10 electoral votes to a Republican candidate for president since Richard Nixon in 1972. It's a long time. We're going to change that this year, and we're going to go out and help every other person and change the hearts and minds of voters, because we are, all of these people, all of us here, we are the last firewall between capitalism and socialism, and we need to stand strong and stand for our country, the American dream, and keep it going for future generations. So thanks for all you do, and we look forward to seeing you again.